Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you the new addition to my apartment, and it is basically a little pottery sanctuary. No, I do not have any space to dedicate more space to my hobbies, but I am truly dedicated to get better at this craft and really work towards making better pottery, making functional pottery, perhaps selling it on Etsy and locally in markets. So I have a goal and vision in mind, and I really want to tackle it. If you are thinking of converting a space in your apartment or in your home for a little pottery studio, this is a video to encourage you that it is possible. It is very much worth it, and so far I am obsessed with it. So I'll give you a little tour. It's quite small, so not much to see, but basically I got a bookshelf to kind of help with the aesthetic. I really like the cozy look, and I also had a lot of books. I didn't know where to put them. And then I have rackings behind me, which primarily have my pottery supplies and 3D printing supplies and mold making. If you've watched my videos before, I'm very much heavily involved in 3D printing and mold making. But I would say recently, in the last 8-9 months, I have just been really loving pottery. I've been going to a local pottery studio where I've done some classes. So I haven't been doing pottery for too long. I started last summer. It was my first class, and then I stopped for a little bit and went back in January of this year, and have been doing it once a week since the beginning of the year, and it is now May 1st. I am almost at the point where I'm able to get a membership at a local studio where I will be mainly utilizing the kiln. That's where I draw the line. Like, I'm not able to have a kiln in this apartment. I don't want to deal with the exhaust and all the fumes and all that. I don't have the space for it. But making some pieces and transporting it to the studio, I'm okay with that. That is no problem at all. But I am so excited to get better at this craft and really hone into it. I'm not going to be neglecting my 3D printing side. I absolutely love it. Lucky enough, I get to tie the two in together and create flip cast molds. I've already done a few already, and I love the outcome. I'm going to actually show you a few pieces that I made this far, and I'll let you know if I threw it or I slip casted it. And most probably you could tell just because my handmade things are a little off center, but it's okay because I'm getting better. Yeah. All right, guys. Firstly, I made these succulent planters, and I love this one with all the flowers. And then this one's just like, I guess, a plain one. I don't know. But I slip casted these. They are really small. I should have made them bigger to account for the shrinkage that was going to happen in the kiln, but to be honest, it could work for a small succulent. I originally made this for a succulent, and it got so big that it no longer fits in this, and I'll show you the size. It's crazy. So once upon a time, this guy was this size, so I am just gonna consider this a little temporary home, and then, try to find this one a permanent home because he's just so big. But I've found a new love for succulents because I am not much of a plant mom. I definitely forget to water my plants. So these guys are very low maintenance. They don't need to be in direct sunlight and require watering like maybe once a week. This guy has been thriving in the dark. I do not have many windows in my apartment, just like a balcony door and a couple of windows here. So this is definitely the species that are gonna survive around me. But I love the aesthetic. It kind of adds a little bit of greenery, and yeah. I almost forgot to mention that this one and the other planter was painted with a underglaze, and the underglaze that I've been using is the Stroke and Coat by Mako, and it's not these exact colors, but they are so easy to use. I don't think they require a clear glaze. I think they are shiny. A lot of the underglazes do have like a matte finish or like a very dry feeling finish, but these ones are so good. I love them. I got a pack of 12, I believe. It comes in a nice variety of colors. I would definitely repurchase this again. So the next one that I made, I'm not so crazy about the shape, but I love the glaze combination. Like, this is so far my favorite. It is Lunar Pink by Amico, and I believe it's textured turquoise or it's Serious Flow. I have to double check on that. Lunar Pink, such a nice lilac color, and just having the blue or like the turquoise pop, it just, I don't know, something about it. I love the color combination. Let me know what you think about it. It is not straight, but I'm getting better, guys. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Next one is my little strawberry bowl. I love, 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 love this. I just hand drew these strawberries with pencil and filled it in with underglaze. I was in a little bit of a rush in my class because that's another thing that I don't like about pottery classes is that you have a designated time. It is 3 hours, so I can't complain. I just feel like the time goes by so fast, especially if you have 5-6 pieces to glaze. 3 hours just goes right out the door. Like, it goes so fast. To be quite honest, I'm looking forward to getting the studio membership so I can go. I'll probably spend my whole day there, let's be real. I don't have much time off, but when I do, I will probably spend the whole day there. I have a little flower there in the center, and I threw this bowl. This, I would say, is definitely a better shape than my previous ones. It's still not completely cylindrical, but getting there. And I love the bottom as well. So yeah, my little strawberry bowl, I'm gonna put some strawberries in there and take some photos. For the strawberry bowl, same deal. It was underglaze, and then it was a clear top coat on top, and mwah, my favorite. And the next one was using Amico glazes, and it's definitely a interesting combination. I don't know if I'm 100% sold on it yet, just because I don't know how I feel on the brown. This is the first combination. Again, do not mind the bowl shape. This was from my first class. It's very asymmetrical, but the glaze is so pretty. I was told it looks like an eye, and I see it. I was told that Honey Flux by Amico is very runny. It definitely is, but I was thinking, okay, you know what? 3 coats of this and 3 coats of 2 other colors, it's definitely gonna run to the center, but that was not the case. It did not reach the center. So I learned, I slip casted another bowl, and I put a lot more in the center to make sure that that kind of drips all the way in. So I'll show you the bowl next week. I'm very excited. I can insert some clips of how it looks like, but yeah, it's like a much bigger bowl, and it has a very beautiful pattern on the outside. This shape is a planter, and this was also slip casted, but I think I'm going to stop putting logos on the bottom. Now that I see it, I'm not convinced that I want to make that change. Maybe sell the plaster molds of my slip cast molds. So I want to keep it as generic as possible, and then probably just stamp it and make a stamp with the laser. So I'm going to show you that process shortly. I'm just getting the materials for the laser, the rubber, so I can laser my own stamp. So if you're interested in seeing that, hit the subscribe button, and that video is coming shortly. So back to this one, same glaze pattern. We have Ancient Jasper on the top, textured turquoise in the inside. I didn't know it was gonna be this like bright, so pretty. I thought it was actually gonna be a lot more like subtle, but it's not. It's very bold, and I love it. So Ancient Jasper, textured turquoise on the bottom there, you can see. And then 3 coats of Honey Flux. So it's actually 3 coats of each. And I'll insert a clip of how it looked like before firing. You can see the layering, but The Honey Flux allows all the colors to kind of blend and start dripping. It's more of a flowy one, and I didn't put it too far down because I didn't want it to get stuck. So it looks like it just reached the bottom rim there. But also I'm looking at it and I'm like, it's nice, but I wish it went down to the rim. You know what I mean? So I think one way to mitigate that is maybe putting Honey Flux to here and then just adding like a turquoise and then letting it kind of drip. I don't know. I'll have to kind of test it out, but I am happy that I'm getting some experience down. I'm learning how these glazes react. I think that's a big thing because, you know, a lot of people talk about your pieces getting stuck to the kiln shelf, and I really don't want that to happen, especially since it's not my kiln. I don't want to make any damages, so I'm being extra cautious. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a ton. So whenever I learn something new, I will definitely relay it back to you guys. This is another piece that I hand built. The handle for the mug is so small, but yeah, it's just under glaze and a top coat. I'm definitely a big mug girly, so I actually just finalized my slip cast for my mug. I think for the glaze, I'm gonna do the lunar pink and the texture turquoise on Honey Flux. I think, wow, chef's kiss. I love it. Okay, so I do have to clean it up a little bit. It's looking a little dry, but this is my first attempt for a mug. I would say it's okay for the first attempt. Definitely not the best, but I'm going to continue to really strive to make it the best it can be. This is what we're working with. I just can't wait to like have my own mug and like, you know, my list. I was hoping that I would finish in April, but it's May 1st and I was able to put that handle on last night on April 30th. So I guess that's something. So I'm slowly growing my little glaze collection. So far, I love all the colors. I haven't tested out the pear and the marigold yet. I have 2 pieces coming utilizing that color. I'm just waiting for it to come out of the kiln. Once that's ready, I'm gonna show you guys. But in terms of like the texture turquoise, lunar pink, Honey Flux, Ancient Jasper, I absolutely love these colors. I love the quality and the pigmentation of the colors. So I'm gonna continue to use them. This isn't sponsored or anything. This is another thing I made. This really didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to. It's not the prettiest site, but I don't know. I wanted to experiment a little bit and I had some fun. So I can't complain. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like my little sanctuary, my studio. Let me know. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you're interested in slip casting, learning how to do that, I do have my Patreon, which is going to be linked in the description. And that's where I share all the behind the scenes of my slip casting journey, how I design my slip cast molds, and the trial and errors of it all. So if you're interested, I've been quite consistent with it since I started about a month ago. So please check it out. And it's definitely very much affordable. I'm very much happy to help and answer any questions that you guys might have on there. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, week, day, night, and I'll see you next week with a new video. Bye.